Yat she Tom Thomas Yinish, yeah? Austrian Nishle, Asas Lorraine Vashishchin, do German a Dashache, Lithuanian Dashanale. Hello, good morning. My name is Tom Thomas, and I am the sixth grade classroom teacher here at Little Singer Community School. And we have distinguished sixth grade students prepared to present to you about Earth and space exploration. There are 5 categories that we'll be focusing on that we've already done some lessons on, and then that we will continue to work on into this spring semester. The 5 categories are: first, sun, earth, moon, self, shadow, relationships, also known as KE. Number 2, NASA's theme, STEM on Station. Number 3, NASA Moon to Mars, with a special emphasis on astrobiology. The fourth topic is our solar system of planetary systems. And the final one, sun and other star qualities. Now let's get started with our first presenter, Dante.
Yalta Sha'adan Doki Inishia Ki Andashama Yedina Tachini Bashishchin Na Totana Nishache Nishkali Nishin Nishra. I will be showing you Sun, Mother Earth, Moon, Self, and Shadow relationships. Okay. Where on the western horizon did the sun set in Tuba City, Arizona between September 15th and 29th, 2020? Well, that's my sunsets that I drew there, and that if you can see like a little closely, you can see the dates.
Yata Sha'anadana Sinashaki Arinasla Tachini Bashichin Sanjakana Dashache Sitnajani Dashanala. The title is How Does the Autumnal Equinox Teach Us About Keh? Keh is shown to us with relationships between Mother Earth, Sun, Self, and Shadow. What is an autumnal equinox? 1. Day and night are equally length. 2. The autumnal equinox happens and marks the first day of autumn. Reasons for our seasons. 1. Earth has seasons because it has an axial tilt of 23 degrees. 2. Different parts of Earth get different amounts of sunlight.
The second topic that we'll be discussing is NASA STEM on Station. And one of our focuses is about protecting our air quality. And we started at home and took a look at the quality of air in our homes by measuring the amount of radon, which is a naturally occurring gas from uranium. It is odorless, colorless, tasteless, and is a natural radioactive gas. So it can be harmful. And it can occur in anyone's home. It occurs in 1 out of 15 homes. Our homes need to be ventilated to take care of radon and other things such as volatile organic compounds, too much carbon dioxide, and so forth. Now, the air quality on the ISS is not so easy to balance. We can't just open the windows to ventilate. But their radon is obviously not an issue. However, oxygen needs to be produced, and carbon dioxide needs to be removed by dumping it overboard. These are topics that we are currently researching at Little Singer, and ones that we'll be continuing to look at throughout this spring semester. Our next presenter is Brielle Vicente. Brielle, go ahead and tell us about the International Space Station.
Yad eshe Abriab senti inishe hashklishni initially kiani bashishin ado kiani dashe totally dashanele. This is the ISS as a human design system, and it has the 5 qualities of a system, which are inputs, outputs, properties, boundaries, interactions, and components. Some inputs are air and STEM supplies. Some outputs are reflected sunlight and data. Properties are at 72 degrees inside the ISS all seasons. Some boundaries are the mod shielding and external thermal blanket interactions. The ISS interacts with the Earth because it orbits it. Some components are the communication system, navigation system, and stretching out to the sides of the ISS are solar arrays. This slide's a comparison between Gateway and the ISS. And for Gateway, Gateway orbits the moon and is an important part of the Artemis program. The space station will also help astronauts travel to Mars and into deep space. For the ISS orbits planet Earth. Scientists study planet Earth and how humans can live safely in the space station. The ISS found out the Earth was not a perfect sphere but is an egg shape, but the shape doesn't look like an actual egg. What they have in common: solar panels to provide renewable energy to each space station. Scientists in both stations would study astrobiology, and both stations have a thermal protection layer so the astronauts are not too hot or too cold.
Yad Eshe Braya Isaac Geshe Tetnizani Nishlan Nake Dene Bashichin Plizaslana Dashiche Lokadane Dashinale. My slide is about what is astrobiology. Astrobiology is the study of and search for life in our solar system and beyond distant stars. What are astrobiologists? Astrobiologists are people who are interested in how Earth's life will adapt and survive when moving to another planet or place in the universe. Why astrobiology fascinates me. Astrobiology fascinates me because it gives me the opportunity to learn about planets and space. Astrobiology also fascinates me because astronauts go to space to sacrifice their lives to study space for us to know more about our universe and if there is any way a person can live on one of these planets in our solar system.
Hi, it's Riel again, and this slide is about the astrobiology novel that we read, and we chose out a picture that we want to talk about. And I chose this section, and I like this section because it gives you details on what Perseverance will do once it lands on Mars. It also states that it is the most complicated mechanism ever built and tested for spaceflight. I like that they added that statement because if they didn't put that, I would have never known it was the most complicated ever built, which also fascinates me because I would have thought that the most complicated mechanism ever built would have already been made. And some questions I have are: why will Perseverance not sample everything it picks up? And how will Perseverance help researchers find life on Mars?
Hi, this is the data. This part of the text seems interesting to me because hearing and seeing that scientists are trying their hardest to see if there's life on Mars is very fascinating to me. Being able to live on Mars would be very awesome, and hearing how close scientists are getting information about Mars is exciting. New technologies are also very interesting to hear and learn about too. Questions I have are: have scientists got bigger of life on Mars? Do scientists control the robots, or do the robots control themselves?
Me and my classmates have questions about astrobiology. What kind of environment is necessary for life to survive on Mars? Is there or has there been life on Mars or elsewhere? What is humanity's future on Mars and beyond? How many universes are there with habitable planets?
Yat A fancy dots and shet nizani nishlan na kaidena bashishkin izaslan zashache na kaidena dashanella okut ego a dene at ed nishlan. My slide is about our solar system of planetary systems. Down below there's an image of our solar system of the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. How is Eh present in our solar system? Eh is about relationships with people, animals, plants, and sun, and much more. NASA has Eh because if NASA workers did not work together, there would be no such thing as NASA. Eh is represented in our solar system because all of the planets orbit and interact with the sun. The question that me and my classmates have is how can we use the Navajo peacemaking process during space travel.
This section is sun and other star qualities, and this is the sun as a natural system, and it has 5 qualities of a system, which are inputs, outputs, interactions, properties, components, and boundaries. Inputs are asteroids, outputs are energy, heat, and radiation. Interactions, the sun interacts with all the planets in our solar system. Properties, temperature and magnitude. Components are hydrogen and helium. Boundaries are the photosphere, convective zone, and radiative zone. Properties of our closest star, the sun, and more. If you look at the arrow, this is where our sun is located when compared to with other stars in the universe. The sun is on the main sequence of stars and is known as a G star. It is not a giant or a dwarf star. The sun is an average size of a star. Our closest star, the sun, is one of about 100,000 million stars in our Milky Way galaxy. There are roughly 125 billion galaxies in our observable universe. Yeah,